not even about the triangle now. How do you describe your friendship with Victoria and your friendship with Onyeka?
Both my good friends, and if you're my friend, I'll look out for you.
Okay, so going back to your brother, he came out and he felt like it was more of anybody who didn't want to be in that triangle to remove themselves. You know, it could favor maybe the guy, but not the girl. So you know, there was like an opera outside, like you can't excuse Ozzy out of the situation. You know, and so I asked him, and he said, you know what, I'm done. When he comes, we'll have that conversation. It's not even a big deal. It's like a game. You come out, everybody has moved on, but obviously we have to touch about, you know, the storyline. So my question is, were you totally off the hook? Do you think that you also sort of relished the drama that came with that storyline? Because you proved innocence the whole time, like you don't know what's going on.
Just gonna say I maintain my stance because I'm one-dimensional, so I deal with people who face different things. So, as I said, from a one-dimensional looking, they were both my friends and I had their backs, and that was how I kept it. I wasn't paying attention to anything else. I wasn't involving myself in what I like to call white noise. It doesn't concern me. I just deal with you as you deal with me.
Okay. All right, moving on to Anita. I'm good to have you here. First off, I'm curious though, because I couldn't figure out your game plan. Did you have like a strategy going in or a game plan?
No, I didn't have a strategy. I just went into the house to just do my thing.
So that was just you being natural?
Yeah, that was just me.
Okay. Was that a plus or a minus?
Like my whole stay in the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's a plus, definitely, especially because, I mean, for me, making it into the house, being in that house until the last day, it's a great achievement to me. I'm very proud of how far I went in the show. And even at some point, like in one of my diary sessions, I was speaking to Big and I was like, ooh, I heard some people have like strategy here and I don't have one. Like, am I doing something wrong? I was really bothered about it. So if I had a strategy, I would not be there thinking, why do people have strategy and I don't have one? I just went in there to be myself, because how would you even keep that sort of thing up? It's like you tell a lie, you have to tell another one to keep up. So no, I didn't have one going into the house.
Okay, moving on. Talking about you, and that's a big highlight. You're in Tofa. You have the highs, you have the lows. Now that you have come out, it's a different dynamics and you've had time to reflect. How do you feel about Tofa now?
I still feel the same about Tofa, and about the time to reflect, not really, because it's just been a few days, to be honest. But Tofa and I are cool. Yeah, we're good.
What was your reaction when you found out his real age? Who told you?
Ebuka did.
After the interview?
Not after, during the interview.
Oh, he
on
did?
air. Yeah.
I didn't watch that.
And I went, you see, like, this is why I said you guys need a glass of water for this. But it's all good. I wasn't obsessed. My first question to Ebuka when he told me was like, oh, did he tell you his reason for not telling me? Because I wanted to understand what was going through his mind, first of all, before going, oh, why did you, or whatever, yeah, first. And I heard his reasons, and it's okay, we're good.
Okay. If all the boxes were ticked aside age, would that be a problem?
No, there's no problem now, so.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on, let's talk about Ben, who was a good friend of you in the house. How do you describe your friendship with Ben?
I had a wonderful friendship with Ben in the house. He was one of the people that I had a connection with in the house. It was just a genuine friendship, and I'm happy that though the people I had in the house were few, it was like, because going into the house, I mean, there's a person that went in with Nelly, somebody you know, but then going in there and being able to form that other connection, because you're in there with 27 other people, and it's like, oh, where do I fit in, where do I go? So like to be able to form that connection with somebody else, it was a good thing. Ben, he had my back, I had his back, so it was just pure genuine friendship.
Okay, so Darmi's return and her shenanigans, what was that like for you? I'm trying to keep the questions straight because of time.
For me, so they had left earlier in the show, yeah, and I don't know about everybody, but for me, I want to believe that if you make it on the show, you'd want to see yourself through to the end of the show. But anyway, having left early, when they came back, in my head was like, oh, okay, you actually do get a second chance on the show, like cool stuff, yeah. And then it was like, that was first impression, right? Your second stay in the house, you get to show yourself, get to like do your thing, whatever. And then I was like, Biggie, what are you cooking here? So I was like, okay, whatever. You do your thing, whatever you want to do. And that was what it was for me, really.
Because you knew she was there on the mission.
Yeah, so like, first thing first was like, oh, you do get a second chance, like, happy for you about that. And then when I saw the I was like, okay, I see what Biggie is doing here, no problem.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so another aspect, real quick, probably my last question is, you know, yes, we saw that you absolutely liked Tofa. That's not a bone of contention. But there were times where you would have a conversation, maybe you're angry, you were pretty intense, spoke really rude to him. I don't know if that was intentional. Though he defended you, he came out to say he didn't feel disrespected. But would you think that people were right when you said that there were times you spoke to him like in a very rude way?
I'm just going to ask, how do people speak when they're angry?
I don't know. It's just the narrative I'm putting out here.
Because I don't.
Well, you've had it. You've had it before.
Yes,
yeah.
I don't get it as well. It's like, so, for instance, right? If somebody upsets me, because even in the house, I was like, oh, Anita, like if someone upsets you, like, how do you want me to react? So if someone upsets you, and I was like, I don't like this thing that you did. Why did you do it? Now, to be like, why is she faking it? So, first of all, I would not disrespect Tofa. I would not speak down on him or anyone for that matter. These things are feelings, and the way you express happiness, the way you express anger, those are two different things. So honestly, I don't get it myself. Really, I don't get it myself. But the main thing is that I'm a respectful person. I'm aware of how I speak to people, right? Yeah. And I would not just Tofa, I would not speak to anyone. I would not speak down on anyone. I would not disrespect Tofa. I do not disrespect Tofa. Okay. Tofa would speak of himself. I mean, that's a man. If I do disrespect him, he will tell me.
Yeah. I mean, the most important thing is he came here and he said he didn't feel disrespected. I think that comes in there. Yeah. Okay, so real quick, Victoria. Hi. Oh, Pam. Goody two shoes. Okay, so real quick, we obviously saw you struggle with the isolation in the early weeks of the show. I want to know, is that your natural vibe when you're trying to adjust in a new space, or there was something about that house that just made you feel that way?
Honestly, I think there is something about that house. Normally, it takes me time to like open up and get used to my surrounding and just like adapt. But going to the house, I had like so much confidence in myself, and I just walked in and I felt like the child in me just came out, and I started struggling, which is actually fine, because not everybody would actually understand where I was coming from and all the emotions I had to deal with. But I was able to move past it. I think that's all that matters.
Okay. So let's move to, because for one, I liked the pair, but I also felt like people were overanalyzing, you know, and it spoiled it for me, you know, outside. It was just like, yeah, it was different. Everybody doesn't have to come and be chummy. And I felt like maybe something happened before you got into the house. So let me give a prelude real quick. So you get in the house, and it's like, oh, fine girl, give me something to work with. So it's like, I like you, but I need something, you know, before I can hop on, you know, the stand ship. Well, lucky for them, Shaun did, unknowingly. So the narrative, I'm not sure why that started, but it became, you know, he neglected you. And that's a major reason as to why you're not able to fit into the show. He came out to say, it really wasn't about me. I think it was you just trying to fit in, whatever. But now I want you, you're out. You can speak for yourself. You went through that process and feeling. Does any part of you struggling in the first couple of weeks, does that have anything to do with your pair, Shaun?
So I'm just going to keep it brief because I've been asked this question like several times. Going to the house, we both struggled, and everybody has to deal with what they have to deal with individually. So I was just trying to like focus on my own self because he was struggling as well, and I feel like we all need to give him grace. And this has nothing to do with Shaun. I needed to just like exclude myself because he was dealing with it in his own way, and luckily he was able to like get Wani and you know Andy, and I just wanted to like do me pretty much. I don't want to say too much because I feel like they've overanalyzed Shaun's relationship, which is actually very frustrating. We're friends, we've always been friends. It's okay to have like differences and arguments with your friends, and ours was just like a very petty argument. But then again, when I came and I saw the reactions of like the videos and how bad it looked, I felt kind of weird because I did not know how bad
Yeah,
the
because
whole situation was.
yeah, because coming out, I'm like, these people went in as friends, and then
Yes.
I'm seeing comments like, "Stay away from Shaun," or "Stay away from Victoria." I'm like, it's not that deep, no. But then again, I'm sure you guys will sort this out.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
let's just move away. Someone who you were building a connection, friendship with, no connection, let's just say friendship, was Suj. In fact, you guys have, I don't know if you still have, you had shippers for the longest.
Really?
Yeah. What happened? How did he become your least favorite housemate? What happened there?
And Sud never really had like a connection. I'm surprised how the viewers actually perceived that. We sat down like the first time we went in and we had like a conversation, but there was really no connection at all. And like I said in the house, he was somebody that I found a bit, should I say, aggressive. Not really aggressive, but rude. And I actually addressed that because I spoke to him and I was like, you know what, everybody were dealing with things at the first week, and they were all struggling. So I needed to like just give him grace as well. And I think we're good now. I have nothing against him. That was how I felt at the time, because he was also like struggling to come out of the show. And thanks to them, because we all said that she was like, she played a significant